Hyperdive Heroes is a podcast for grown-ups with cursing, depicted violence, and unsettling descriptions. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, Thomas, your GM here. I wanted to start by thanking you all for listening to our podcast. A little forewarning up front, we have some audio issues at the start of the podcast, but as we go, our recordings do get a lot better and cleaner. Apologies for some of the scuff earlier on. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the show. Toodles!
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Hyperdive Heroes. I am your host and dungeon master, rabble-rouser, and game rules lawyer, Thomas Kirkendall, and today I will be continuing to take these crazy goons on an even more crazy adventure.
Did you just say Hyperdive Heroes?
Sorry. That's what it's called. That's what it's called.
This whole time, I thought it was Hyperdrive.
I thought it was Hyperdrive.
It's just like, I was reading it, I read it so many times, and my brain just could not do the dive for some reason.
Wait a minute.
You don't even know what the show's called.
Dude.
This is what happens when four dyslexics start a podcast.
Holy shit.
I
it's thought I was going to correct you.
It's been...
Oh, I'm so stupid.
No.
Okay.
No. It's Hyperdive.
Tristan's like the pushes up glasses and Thomas just flips the Uno reverse card.
You thought you were gonna get one over
do
me.
Something, huh?
Tip Fedora. Well, actually.
Fuck.
Well, actually.
Sorry, go on.
No, you're good. So hello, welcome to another episode of Hyperdive. This is staying in. Another episode of Hyperdive Heroes, where we continue on our magical, fantastical adventure. Who would like to introduce themselves next?
I will go first, since I am the first in alphabetical order. I am Alex Kirkendall, and I am the esteemed younger brother of our esteemed host, and I am playing as Robert Orion Bancroft, also known as Rob by his friends.
Who wants to go next?
My name's Deidre Rude, and I am playing the cocky high school jock known as Chad Ryan. Chad Ryan really loves anime, video games, and looks exactly like Chris Evans from Not Another Teen Movie.
Yeah, important description that we need to make very, very clear that Chad does look just like Chris Evans.
When this goes to theaters, we just need everyone to know who we need to cast. Just
wait, he's too old. He's too old.
It's okay.
No.
We have CGI. We can just do what they did with Luke in The Mandalorian.
No, oh God, no.
Please don't.
Just
Please
make
don't.
the shit out of that.
Listen, the biggest jump scare in all of Star Wars was CGR Tarkin in Rogue One. That shit scared me.
Also,
Yeah, that was definitely a flashbang for sure.
Yeah. Last but not least, I am Tristan Riley, playing the simple country bumpkin, Sullivan Sunny Summers. His friends call him Sunny. And he's trying to be the bright spot in the group, keep spirits up, because he probably is the one who knows the least about what the hell's going on. And there we go.
Love it. Absolutely love it. All right. So let us begin where we left off. In the middle of an attack, bits of glass and rock and debris have been scattered about the floor of a castle hallway as an airship has just fired cannon shots into the side of the castle. And we heard a voice cackling upon the wind, coming from maybe the airship. The airship is quite far, though. You don't know how you would have been able to hear the voice from all the way over there. But you did hear voice begin to cackle and make some exclamations as you all recover from this blast. Chad, you have tackled Giselle to the ground, and you are currently kind of shielding her. You kind of shielded her from the blast and grabbed her. Robert, you actually leaped back as the wall exploded. You didn't really notice the impact before it happened, but once it did, you definitely like reflexively threw yourself backwards. You had been sort of like walking in the back of the group, so you were sort of hanging back a little bit.
Right.
So you've sort of thrown yourself back.
Who was it that saw the airship again?
Chad and Sully.
Oh, right. I was
Sullivan.
completely oblivious
Sonny.
to the whole situation, yet somehow managed to go unscathed.
Sonny saw it and then was like, oh no. And then you actually took a direct hit from the blast, and it sent you through a door into a kitchen and into a rack where pots and pans and plates clattered all over top of you as you smashed into it. And you did take a strike of damage, just as a reminder. And many of the kitchen staff ran screaming in terror in multiple directions as you clattered to the floor from the impact.
I told you to watch the fuck out!
And not far ahead, you've also seen that Marlon has been thrown from the impact, and he has also been like thrown down the hallway, and he is currently laying face down on the ground, unmoving.
I hope he doesn't get up.
Damn. All right.
Just kidding.
We can't hope people aren't getting up. They might need to help us in this invasion that's happening.
I thought I said that silently to myself.
Yeah, no, you said that out loud for sure, dude. Like, for sure.
Sonny says the quiet part out loud. That's his tagline.
From along, sort of like coming from like the airship or the direction of it, you hear once again a voice seeming carried incredibly, like from incredible distances. Ha ha! Prepare yourself, heroes! And as that happens, there's a few more cannon shots you hear. You have a moment to react as you hear more shots fired.
Can I see the projectiles coming towards us?
You saw the flashes of what looked like cannon shots. It's moving very fast. You don't know if you can see 100% the projectiles. It's very quick. You have to react very fast.
Okay, because I was gonna say if I can see like any of the projectiles moving, I would like to use my glitch powers to cause them to no clip, so they just pass through everything.
How many power dice do you want to put into this?
I think I'm going to use I'm gonna go with the power level 2 roll.
Level 2, so 2 dice.
Yeah.
Now, do you remember the specific rules for magic?
Yes, I believe it's let me guess. I'm trying to remember. It's a 6 is complete success, correct? And
yes.
Then 4 to 5 is a partial success, and then 1 to 3 is a failure. 1's like a critical failure, essentially. It's something like really bad.
1 always fails, 6 always succeeds. That's just kind of the general rule.
Okay, cool.
And if you roll a 1, you can spend a strike to succeed, basically, by taking a damage.
Okay. Yeah, but 1 will always fail. So if you roll a 1 and you're 2, then you're basically screwed.
You're like gambling against the enemy's resistance, right? Like they get to roll a certain amount versus you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I guess in this case, then I would roll a d6 for like just basic resistance. I think that's...
Yeah, it's kind of up to you,
it's an animate object. Yeah. I think it just would have basic level resistance. So I think I will just roll like a single d6.
I think the resistance target goes up the more targets you're trying to hit with the spell, though.
Oh, it does. You're right. And so... I will say there are 3 cannon shots. There were 3 shots fired, so there are potentially 3
location. That's the main thing.
I mean, they're all 3 going for where you guys are.
Okay.
But there are 3. So technically there are 3 targets.
All right.
So what is the amount of difficulty that increases with more targets?
It's probably a dice each, I would assume, right?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a house rule thing.
Yeah.
That seems to
makes
kind of
sense.
make sense.
So
I believe the base rules are +1 die per target, unless there's like a specific tag to the spell or whatever that you're using.
So I would roll 3d6 then.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I rolled 2 3s and a 2, so That's not bad odds.
Robert would give you karma, but he is still shell-shocked from the first impact and doesn't know what's going on.
Oh yeah, real quick, refresh on that. I think you all get a hero die at the start of the session, if I'm not mistaken.
You're correct. You right.
Okay, you only have one though. So if you already have one, then you just stay at the one you have. But if you didn't have one, it replenishes. Yeah. Okay. So you technically all should have at least one hero die in your pocket, just in case.
Cool.
And as for karma, does the karma number change at the start of like? Okay, so basically,
I think it's 3 at the start of each game.
Okay, yeah. So
from what I remember.
Okay, yeah. So you should all have 3 karma.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have more, it's reduced back to 3?
I believe.
Yes.
Of course, I'm born blessed, so I have 6.
Oh, look at you.
Hashtag blessed.
Yeah, I have victory and failure, so I gain 2 karma. I gain 2 karma for every roll I fail.
All right, well, I rolled 2 3s and a 2, so you just have to roll a 4 or higher on one of those d6s.
A 1 and a 2. Oh, no!
Amazing!
Right just absolutely bitch slap.
Amazing! I do believe you take the higher number, but if you roll any ones, I think it's a fail.
Yeah, it's wash. Okay. If you roll any ones in all of your dice, it's just a wash. But even then, a 2 is it's not doing shit.
Okay, so this is what's gonna. Okay, so first of all,
now correct me if I'm wrong, but when you try to cast a spell and roll a 1, don't you take a harm?
Well, okay, so you have Spellburn and Personal Sacrifice. A roll of a 1 when casting a spell means the energies do not manifest, but the conjurer may want to sacrifice life force to continue to cast a spell. So you can basically take a strike of damage for each 1 rolled, and if you do that, you can do that to make it basically a success. But otherwise it will fail.
Yeah, pass.
You can also karma cannot be spent to boost a spells roll or resistance roll. So karma is not here, not present here, but you also have hero dice. But you did roll a 1, so you did roll like a 6.
Yeah, no, I'll pass.
So what happens is Ryan goes sprinting over to the opening after these cannon shots are heard. You all look at him. I just imagine like the Chariots of Fire playing in the background as Ryan just like sprints towards the opening in slow motion as all of you stare like, whoa, as he like goes running towards the opening. Ryan appears at the entrance to this blown out side of the castle and extends a hand outward. You see his hand begin to glitch and twitch as multiple hands sort of appear on top of each other as he holds out his hand towards these oncoming projectiles. So cool. What do you say, Ryan, in this moment?
Your balls aren't going to be touching this building.
Okay. You say that, and as the impact happens, Ryan is sent hurling backwards and smashing through, actually into the same kitchen that you're in, Sully. Ryan goes sailing over your head and crashes into the far wall. You are actually going to take a strike as well.
Oh God! Oh, that did not work. That didn't fucking work at all. I'm not used to this.
As you land and hit the wall with a thud and a crash, your whole body is sort of like jittering and glitching, and you fall back a little bit, and you're surprised you didn't take more damage for being hit directly with a cannonball. And as this impact and explosion happens, Sunny, you're fortunately right under the trajectory, so you hear an explosion around you, but nothing hits you. And same thing with you, Ryan. You're kind of a little bit to the side, so more of this area gets ripped up and more walls and doors get blown apart, but you are relatively safe.
Robert gives a additional dismayed cry.
And Chad, you, on the other hand, are in an interesting situation because not only have you sailed across the room into the wall, you notice that you're sort of half phased into the wall now.
Uh-oh, he's no clipped.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's okay, so I was trying to do this on the cannonballs, guys. Did not work. Did it on myself instead.
You notice, though, that one of the explosions seems to have launched what appears to be a whole coffin into the center of the hallway.
What the fuck?
What? Uh-huh.
The coffin springs open as 3 skeletons pop out.
Jesus Christ!
They have little bandanas and little sabers, and they look like almost like pirate skeletons. And they look at you and they go, "Yar avasti!" We are going to enter a combat.
Woo!
Okay, so what's the combat system? Final Fantasy? What are we working with?
Combat rules are, unless the players are surprised or ambushed, they always go first. I'm going to ask you guys realistically, would you consider yourself surprised or ambushed at this point? Or do you think you guys are fairly on top of what's happening?
I mean, I'll let you guys speak for yourselves, but I feel like I'm pretty vulnerable right now.
Robert, despite his confusion and dismay, is not surprised that mobs have popped out of the casket fired from the cannon. So he is dismayed beyond consolation, but he's not surprised at what this last bit has happened.
Okay.
For the last few moments, Sunny has been hiding under like the nearest table or desk because he saw that 1950s duck and cover video. But
Because that's going to save us from nuclear bombs, guys, is a desk and table.
Yeah, that civil defense instructional video. So he's been, doing his best, but I think like he's aware of incoming projectiles, so I don't think he's like totally surprised at, like, he saw the coffin fly in, I think, so he would be like, oh, okay, like watching the skeletons get out of the coffin and get ready to fight. He's shitting his pants,
okay.
though, just so you know.
Oh God!
Probably. I mean, I probably would. So I think Sunny would, as my avatar.
Robert's sphincter is far too tight at this time.
Stop! I hate this.
He is
This is
so
poison.
uncomfortable.
This is poison. Audio poison. Stop.
Sunny is fumbling with his bow and trying to string an arrow, which he hasn't done before. It's his first time.
Okay. All right. So I think we will say that you're all fairly bamboozled in this moment.
Okay. Yeah.
We would say that.
All right. We will approach with that. I guess one skeleton is going to go after each of you. One is going to go after Ryan, one is going to go after Sunny, and one is going to go after Chad, who is unfortunately half faced into a wall.
I wasn't surprised. I am dismayed, but I'm not surprised that you're continued to be under attack.
Is it a group thing or?
It's a group thing. So I think overall, just your group is just majority of you are surprised. And I think, Ryan, one of the things is that you're still kind of on your back from the explosions, and you're not even on your feet yet.
I'm learning that Robert's definitely the dad because we're both surprised. He's just disappointed.
And he is not disappointed.
Robert,
he is very upset.
We had the names mixed up. I apologize.
He is not happy with the current situation because he is under volleys of cannon fire.
Understandable.
All right, sounds good. All right, so remind me, I need to look at people's here. What are people's to-hit numbers?
So they have armor rolls. So
yeah,
I believe when you get attacked, you roll your armor. And if your armor roll is higher than the attack roll from an enemy, they don't hit you.
I thought the armor roll was equal or greater than your armor value. So I have an armor value of 5. So if I roll a 5 or 6, I take the hit on my armor.
You could be right. Let me double check.
Because then you have your 6-up t-shirt save of I have no armor and I have to roll a 6, otherwise I get bonked.
Yeah, that's
and then you have your 4.
Oh yeah, no, you have to roll. Okay, so yeah, for your armor, you have to roll your armor number or higher to avoid the hit.
Yes. Okay. Yep. That's right. Yep. Okay, so I guess we just do that then, because we're all getting attacked.
Yeah, so basically, all of you make me your armor roll. However, Daedra, Chad is going to receive a bane to this roll, because you are currently half phased into a wall.
Okay, bane roll, bitch. Let's go.
I got a 6.
I got a 3. I mean, even without Bane, I still lost because my other roll was a 5.
I lose horribly.
You have to take the lowest, right? On a Bane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
Yes.
disadvantage.
Yeah, basically. All right, so this actually works out and makes a lot of sense. Robert, as this pirate skeleton comes charging up to you and goes, "Yar, Ivashti," and swings his cutlass at you, you just kind of like roll to one side and jump to your feet with your arms up and kind of like a defensive position, like, okay, hold up. Sonny, the one skeleton runs up to you and swings his cutlass and just like slashes your shoulder, and you kind of yelp out in pain, and you're gonna take a strike of damage.
Mercy! God damn it! Stop!
And one runs up and also is gonna stick you in the side, Chad, for a strike of damage.
Ow! Fuck!
I've got one strike left, guys.
Also, make sure you have two strike boxes, one above, one below. Make sure one has your total strikes, and the other one has like your current strikes.
Oh, I'm hurting real bad.
Okay.
Ugh.
So that brings us to our intrepid heroes. I will start obviously with Robert, because I think that just makes the most sense. You seem to be the most on it, Robert.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Robert, you don't actually, I think, have any weapons of any kind on you.
Not at the moment.
However, I will say, when you glance at the rubble and destroyed hallway, you notice a couple of these suits of armor have been knocked to the ground, and you can actually see a sword, a shield, a spear, a couple weapons kind of laying in the hall within reach.
Okay. Orion, his SCA brain kicks in, and he goes fully in character as an attempt to cope with the nonsense he's dealing with right now.
Now, I need to ask you a question, because his name keeps changing all the fucking time. We said Ryan, we said Orion, we said Robert. I need to know what this man's name is.
Chad. My name's Chad. Just Chad.
No, not you.
I tend to call him Rob or Robert, because Rob is short for his first name, and it is also his initials.
I'm gonna call you Bobbert.
Sure.
All right,
so
Robert. I will go with Robert.
So yeah, Robert, his SCA brain kicks in, and he goes fully in character as a coping mechanism, and he just goes, "Oh, bugger it!" And he steps on one of the spears and kicks his foot back to roll the spear over his foot and kicks it up into his hand. And then he is going to make an attack against the skeleton that tried to stab him with the spear.
Okay.
On guard, you scallywag!
So you actually do have fighters. You get a boon with melee weapons. Yeah, so you would be rolling with a boon. So make a melee attack with a boon.
That's a 6.
Oh, man. So you swing your spear to one side and knock the skeleton's head off of him, and the bones just crumple and clatter to the ground.
And can I try to do anything else?
You can move. I would technically say your free action was picking up the spear, and your action was the attack, but you can still move.
I am going to try and move into the kitchen and interpose myself between at least one of my comrades and the skeleton.
Which one? Ryan is half in a wall.
Probably Sunny. Probably Sunny, because he seems to be bleeding to death. And he does not look good.
Yeah.
He's not having a good time.
There's a large puddle of blood on the floor next to me, I would say.
No, he's having a bad time.
Considering what I know about Chad and his abilities and how he is currently stuck, as I'm running in, I just go, Chad, hop in an inventory!
Oh, yeah, that's, yep. I should have thought of that before when I was getting stabbed. Okay, yep. And I'm going to traverse inventory into Robert's inventory, and then I'm gonna be like, "Hey, remember, I can be used as a shield."
Oh, right.
Okay, so that's what you're gonna do in your turn. You're just gonna leap into Robert's inventory. So you go from being in the wall to just vanishing out of sight. The one skeleton kind of runs up, and he like stabbed you, and then you vanish, and he goes, "Ah, I defeated him."
He just despawned.
The skeleton looks sure of his victory.
Stupid skeleton.
Poor bastard.
Which brings us to you, Sonny. You are surrounded by pots and pans and plates and spatters of your own blood, as Robert has put himself between you and a skeleton pirate.
Oh,
What do you do?
yeah. All right. I can use this thing. I've done it before. I pull back my bowstring and try to get a bead on a skeleton past Robert's shoulder, I guess, or I suppose the skeleton. Like, I don't want to shoot Robert, so probably the skeleton that was like surprised by Daedra despawning. I guess I'll shoot at that one.
Yeah, by Chad just vanishing into the ether.
Exactly. So yeah, I'll shoot at that one over by the wall, and I have a boon with ranged weapons, so that's cool.
Okay.
I'll roll 2 of those and a 6. Awesome.
Nice, a 6. 6 and a 4. Okay, so you pull back the arrow and you let it loose, and it sails just past Robert's shoulder. And Robert, you feel the arrow whiz by your cheek, just a bing, and it hits the skeleton in the head, and its skull kind of explodes into bone shards as the bones also clatter to the ground, unmoving.
Take that, bitch!
Huzzah!
Another skeleton vanquished.
And I feel safe behind Robert for now, so I think I'll just stay there.
Okay.
Yep.
Next up is the other skeleton, the last remaining spooky, scary skeleton.
Try me, bitch.
And he comes around to kind of go after you. Actually,
I think he does still need to roll to hit me.
No, you roll your armor.
No, it's always roll armor. However, I'm going to say something. He comes around to come after you, and he just goes, now there's only 2 of you and 3 of us. And then he looks and sees the pile of bones on the ground in the hallway, and he goes, ah, shit. And then he turns towards you and holds up his pistol with his flintlock and cocks it, and he goes, prepare to die.
Oh, God.
And just before you can pull the trigger, you hear a whisper of magic, and a blast of water filled with fish goes rocketing into the room and splattering the skeleton into bone shards across the room, as now fish are flopping and twitching all over the floor of the kitchen.
Did the skeleton turn into fish?
No, he got blasted apart by water and fish. And standing in the doorway...
But did he turn into a fish
No,
skeleton?
he is just a pile of bones. But standing in the doorway is, you recognize Marlin the Blue holding his hands up high, dripping with water, as one last fish wiggles out of his palm and falls to the floor.
Right.
Well, I guess Marlin rode him hard and put him away wet, huh, buddy?
I did it! I saved the day!
I did not need to hear that, Chad. Now's not the time. Okay, we're under attack.
The princess comes over to the kitchen and kind of stumbles to one side and steps over some of the debris, and she looks at all of you and says, Are you all right? Is everyone okay?
I seem to be doing all right. I don't think they are. And I point at Sunny.
Nah, just bleeding a little bit. I'll be fine. My cloak's just like saturated with blood, and like putting pressure on my arm.
She looks towards the opening where the airship is flying, and she says, I know that ship. That ship belongs to Skeletron, the Sky Pirate King.
I can gather.
Skeletron?
Yes.
Skeletron, the what?
No. Yes, one of the Shadow Lord's 3 generals. I mentioned them, remember?
Yes, she did. Did you forget?
I jump out of the inventory and I go, Skeletron. You say Skeletron 4000?
She gives like a slight yelp as you appear, and she's startled by it.
I'm just so confused. Like, bruh.
I don't know why, but the Shadow Lord's forces are here, which means we are in danger.
I gathered.
Here. She leans down and she places a hand on you, Sunny, as beautiful, warm, blue energy passes through you, and you are actually going to recover both your lost strikes, as she seems to heal your injuries.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank God. Wow. That beautiful light. I feel so much better. Thank you.
Robert is going to rush back out into the hallway and see if he can trade the spear for a halberd.
I would say this is going to be like a circumstance, because like you are trying to see if there's an item that you want in this area. I believe there's a rule for that. Yes, searching probability. I would say that we are in likely territory. So roll me 4d6. If you roll a 6, you find what you're looking for.
I did.
Look at that. All right. Yeah, you find a halberd kind of on the ground next to some of the armor, and you snatch it up.
I'll just put that in my basic gear.
You have a halberd.
Nice.
Sunny and Chad, what are you two doing right now?
I think Sunny is just marveling at the healing power of this woman. I mean, he's aware of game healing, but I think to have it done to himself is quite a thing. So he's just like mesmerized looking at his arm.
Her eyes kind of glow blue, and you actually get a good look at her eyes. Her eyes and hair are kind of the same dark blue color, and they kind of like seem to glow, and her hair seems to rise up slightly as she casts this restorative magic.
Sunny feels compelled to fall to his knees and grovel before her. He's like, "Oh, thank you so much, princess. Your power's incredible."
No need.
This is what you're supposed to do, right? This is how people say thank you here.
Okay, all right. Well, she looks at you. No, not necessarily. You don't need to grovel. You hear more cannon fire and yelling from the town, and she says, "You have to quickly get to the town and see what's going on. Help the people there if you can. I'll see if I can find Java, and we can drive them off for now."
"Of course, princess. Anything for you."
Take
You're so amazing.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice of you. Take Marlin with you. He'll be a great help.
"Do we have to, princess?"
Don't worry. With my magic, we'll be victorious this day.
Oh, God.
You wouldn't happen to have any potions, preferably the healing kind, that we could take with us?
The wizard goes, "Now that you mention it," and he reaches into his robe and he pulls out 2 vials.
Oh, no.
That appear to have like a reddish liquid. It looks like a basic, generic healing potion from any RPG you've ever played. And he just hands them over to you.
Oh, thank God.
Rad. Okay, I'll take one of them, and then I'm going to see if I can item dupe glitch.
How many power dice do you want to try to spend?
Just one. Just one.
Just one? All right, roll a d6. And I guess I'll roll a d6 for just resistance.
5.
Yeah, hold on. Let me roll a 6.
I mean, I don't fail, but
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, here's the thing, though. While in my presence, other players can spend karma to reduce a rabble-rouser's roll.
Interesting. Would you like to use that here?
yes. I will spend 2 karma.
Does that work with magic, though?
Oh, you can't spend karma on magic. It specifically says here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah. Don't think you can.
Could I spend a hero die?
You could roll a hero die and try to get a 6, but
Nah, I'm not going to do that.
okay. So you grab it. You're still not used to these weird glitchy powers that you have. And so you take the vial and you're like, all right, I'm going to make 2 of these. And you focus. And it looks like the item starts to separate. And at first you think, oh yeah, that's it. I'm duplicating it. And very soon you have 2 potion vials, except that they're both about half the size of 1 potion vial. So now you have 2 half-sized healing potions.
Well, that's great.
So instead of a healing potion that restores 2 strikes, you have 2 healing potions that restore 1 strike.
No, the potion only restores 1 strike on its own. Now you have 2 potions that each restore half a strike, which will only restore a full strike if you drink them together.
I thought from what I remembered, healing potions restored 2 strikes.
That's how this is gonna work. So you now have 2 potion vials that heal half a strike each.
Well, I'm gonna pop the corks with both my thumbs and say, whatever, I wanted to double fist this bitch anyways, and I just drink them both at the same time.
So does the one I get only restore 1 strike too?
Yes.
Okay.
The Marlin the Blues healing potions have the consistency and taste of cold clam chowder.
That was horrible.
Oh,
I guess it helped, but it was horrible.
wonderful.
Why does it taste like Why does it taste like that?
It would have been better if it was just like fish oil. Oh no.
It's just cold, chunky clam chowder.
I hate this. Why would you do that? Why would you make it taste like that, Marlin?
Powerful magic.
No.
Let's not stand in the open hole in the wall as targets, please. Can we move?
Oh yeah, good idea. Then just jump back into your inventory.
Gotta get to the town, guys. Come on.
Marlin looks over and goes, "Don't worry, I'll get us there lickety split."
I'd rather you don't.
And he holds out his hand as you all of a sudden see a giant fish just lands on the ground and starts like gasping for air, and he climbs on its back and he goes, "Climb aboard."
Oh no.
I think I'll take the stairs.
Climb aboard.
Robert takes a deep breath of grim resignation and mounts the fish.
Sunny climbs aboard.
How does it feel in your feet, guys? I'm in the inventory, so I don't have to worry about feeling that on my feet. It's nice.
Also, I would like to point out,
No.
no one has given Robert shoes except for Marlin's weird
You now
fish
have wet,
slippers.
fishy
So
socks.
Robert still is only wearing socks. Robert wishes for sweet death.
All right, you climb aboard the fish. It is wet and like damp, and it smells very much like fish.
That's what he said. No. Sorry. Okay.
Okay, sorry, shut the fuck up. Marlin the Blue says, "All right, away!" And he conjures a bubble of water right in front of the fish, and the fish goes, "Oh," and like tries to desperately get to the bubble, and just basically chases the bubble in desperation, which provides motion for the fish to move forward.
Jesus.
Here's the thing. Would it be faster to walk than the fish is moving?
No, the fish actually floats up into the air and begins to fly through the air.
This is literally a war crime, what he's doing to this fish. Like, it is literally torture to be like, yes, if you just move forward, you'll be able to breathe. But then he just keeps moving the air further away.
Sunny is just like desperately trying to get a grip on the fish to where it's not like slippery and like he's almost falling off. And as he's clambering like to try and stay on the fish, he's just like, I just want to go home. I want to go home.
As you guys get closer and closer to the airship, you can see people running and yelling as many skeletons are running through the city. All of them going, "Yar! Avast ye! Face me in a duel! Har!" And they're just like running around causing mayhem and destruction. Townsfolk are running and yelling, and you see the airship kind of hovering above the town where skeletons are being periodically dropped from. And not dropped in like a cool way. They're literally like being thrown overboard and just like falling, hitting the ground, leaping to their feet, and then running through the streets.
Okay.
So as you approach on this flying fish, Marlin looks over at the two of you as Chad is within Robert's inventory and says, "Where shall we head? To the streets or to the airship?"
I say, cut off the head of the snake. Go straight for that skeleton bastard.
Dude.
I don't know about that. I feel like in our ill-equipped, underprepared state, that might be a death sentence.
Death isn't seeming so bad right about now.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Robert on this one. I've got a lot to live for, so if we're gonna fucking survive this thing, we're gonna have to be smart about it. I want to get the fuck out of here just as bad as you are, but I'm not willing to just like run into the fucking death sentence. All right? No. I don't know if we're gonna be able to respawn in here, and I don't want to test it.
That's an excellent point. Like, for real, you don't rush the boss at the beginning of the first level. That's just not how this works.
Well, fine. You guys win. Let's head down then.
All right, you all sail on the fish down to the street below, and as the fish goes splatting to a stop on the ground, it like flops over dead. And Marlin hops off the fish and goes, "We have arrived!"
Sunny looks at Marlin and just says, "What is wrong with you?"
"What do you mean?"
Robert gently pats the fish and just whispers, "I'm so sorry."
I pull the giant fish into the inventory.
Okay, you have... Okay. Yeah, the fish just vanishes.
So I have a giant fish in my inventory.
You now have a giant dead fish.
Would that go under basic gear or treasure?
Your choice, man.
I'll add it under treasure.
I don't know what that means.
I have a use for this. Don't worry.
Okay, got it.
How big was the fish, would you say, Thomas?
Big enough for 3 people to ride upon the back of it.
Okay, so you're talking about like a good like couple 100-pound tuna style fish.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Yeah, okay, good to know. Awesome.
It's a pretty big fish.
Awesome. Super
God.
glad. Continue.
Like maybe like close to orca-sized fish.
A fucking orca? Damn, dude, that's
Right,
a big
well-
fish. Okay.
Okay.
It was a really big fish.
That's like the weight of a car.
It is like it is like the size and weight of a car almost.
That's not a fish. That's a
Okay,
whale.
cool. So, yep, I have an idea.
let's commit some nautical manslaughter.
Well, you are now in the street. There are people running and screaming, and you see skeletons just running around everywhere. In fact, 2 skeletons actually turn to see all of you, and they go, "Ah, more enemies!" And then they hold up flintlocks towards all of you. All of you have a chance to act before they do, but you got 2 more skeletons. Looks like they're gonna shoot their pistols at you.
Quick, fish shield.
I throw the fish at them.
You're throwing already. We're throwing the fish already.
Yep.
The fish.
Yep.
Already the fish. Okay.
Yep.
Already the fish. All right.
That's what I would do.
I'm adding the tagline to the giant dead fish, parentheses throwable.
Okay, so I need to make a few clarifying questions here. Are you just removing it from the inventory, or are you trying to make sure it has actual lethal inertia?
Yeah,
Or
I'm
momentum.
trying to make sure it has lethal momentum. So,
Okay, well that's gonna definitely be glitch
That's awesome.
because that's gonna be a glitch roll for sure.
all right.
I mean, can't he just take it out of the inventory and spawn it just above the skeletons and then drop it on?
Not super how it works,
That's
but
fair. Yeah.
you could attempt to launch it out of the inventory.
You could also, because of how big it is, just drop it in front of me to tank the flintlock shots. That's a lot of meat.
I would say it's a choice. If you're trying to launch it, that's definitely gonna be like a glitch power roll. If you're just like making it appear in front of Robert, that would require no roll.
Okay.
You could just do
I
that.
still want to throw it. I just want to see if I can kill these fucking skeletons with the giant fish.
All right. How many dice are you putting into this?
I'm gonna go for 3. Go big or go home.
Okay.
Oh God. All right. Okay. Roll them 3.
Oh boy.
You want to tell me what those numbers are,
Ooh.
Deidre?
1, 2, and 4.
Ooh.
Maybe.
Oh no.
Are you gonna burn a strike?
I would have to burn 3 strikes, or would I only have to burn the 1?
You don't have to burn the 1. You burn strikes for the number of 1s.
Okay, so I'll burn a strike.
Okay. You will burn a strike for a success.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Chad, you concentrate and you grab hold of the fish in one of the other kind of like cubes in this like liminal space that you float in for the inventory, and you just like aim the fish at the exit of the inventory and let go, and you like shunt it forward with your will, and as it does, your whole body begins to shake, glitch, and like twitch, and like you almost like particleize like in multiple directions for a moment, like your body's like like fragmenting apart, and then it pulls itself back together, and the experience is quite painful.
Ooh.
You spawn the fish within Robert's collision zone, so it just the physics engine breaks and it just launches the fish like Gary's mod.
So what happens is Robert turns to face 2 skeletons as they point guns at all of you, and then like he from where he's standing, a fish just like materializes out of him and flies forward, like just out of nowhere, just fish. And this car-sized fish goes sailing across the court, like, or I guess like the street where these 2 skeletons are, and slams into the both of them and shatters them to pieces, and then crashes into the side of a nearby building.
What the fuck?
Oh, it worked. Oh, it hurt. It hurt, but it worked. Oh. Oh, God.
Ah, I see. This is a very good idea. I shall make note of this for a future spell.
Oh no.
What have you done, Robert? You allowed this to happen.
You're talking to yourself?
Yes, he's just sort of like looking into the distance, like, oh no.
No, that was all my fault, Robert. It was all my fault. In here. Yes, it was inside you that was the problem, but it's me. It's me that's inside you that was the problem.
Oh.
Well. It would appear Reverie has new heroes.
Oh.
I tilt my halberd up.
Do you see 3 figures kind of leering down at the group of you, and Marlon included? And you see, at first one you see appears to be a woman a very attractive woman, and she basically has kind of like a crop top, leather pants, a witch's hat, and black and purple circular shades. And kind of like these dancer shoes. Like she looks like she's about to go and just like totally bust a move at like some sort of like club or something. That she's got like a dancer's outfit, but it's almost like kind of like a gothic dance outfit.
Smash.
Okay. You also see what appears to be a hooded figure, but they're hunched and slouched over and have two yellow and black glowing eyes from underneath the hood. And the one thing you can see is that in front of them, they have what appears to be just coming out of the shadows of their cloak and hood, two large, clawed, hairy hands that are just resting on the ground. It almost looks like an animal hunched over with a cloak and hood over.
Ugh.
Okay, so that sounds like an average Redditor. Got it. Reddit mod.
Who let you out of the basement?
Next to them, you see, much similar to the skeletal pirates you've been fighting already, but he has like a much more fancy outfit. He's got like an admiral-style coat, a big tri-corner hat with the same sort of like black hooded, white skulled face that's on the flag of the ship, of the airship. And he's got like this cool hat and this coat and these boots and whatnot, except that unlike the other skeletons, he is entirely made of metal.
Oh. Terminator.
So what you mean to tell me is that his pirate heraldry is a selfie?
Kinda. You basically see a steel skeleton with glowing red mechanical, like almost like rotating ruby gemstone like eyes that are brightly shining. Yeah, it looks kind of like a pirate Terminator.
Hello, pirate Terminator.
That's Skeletron to you.
Right. What do you want? Why are you attacking this place?
We have come to give you a message, oh hero. Wait, which one of you is the hero?
And the skeleton like juggles his pointing finger between the two of you because Chad is currently still in the inventory.
I point at Robert.
Yes.
I jump out of the inventory.
I am going to try and immediately put him back in the inventory before they can really catch what just happened and just whisper to you, no. If they don't know you exist, that's a trump card we have.
Can't put me back in the inventory. I decided to come out of it. I'm the one with the control here at the glitches.
I have the ability to put you in my inventory. That's how we found out.
Yeah, he does have the ability to do that, but then you can exit it whenever you want. So
you're just blipping in and out as you're having this conversation.
Wait,
If they don't know you exist, they can't account for you. Stop knocking off. Hold on, I have a plan here.
The skeleton is like juggling his finger back between all of you, and he goes,
Okay, this is getting really confusing. I just wanted a basic answer to the question.
No, hold on. We're working something out.
You're just going to have to wait.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right.
I go into a huddle with Sonny and keep trying to keep Chad in the inventory, and I'm like, Chad, if they don't know you exist, Chad, then that's an advantage that we have.
I mean, he kind of has a point.
They don't know to account for a third person.
I can see all three of you. I just want to make that very clear.
Just hold on a second.
My head's just like sticking out of like this like inventory space. I'm just like, yeah.
Robert just points at the skeleton and goes, "No, you don't," and then goes back to the huddle.
But I do. He's right there.
See, couldn't hide me for a very long time.
Oh, no, because you immediately jumped out to reveal yourself before... do what you want.
I think it doesn't matter at this point.
They just wanted to give us a message, obviously. Like,
yeah, guys, I think they can hear us.
They're just here. Like, this whole thing's just a show. It's a whole show so we could start the game, and it's just an intro, and we're going to have to escape or something. Then we're going to have to go find the things. That's usually how games work.
I know it's a cutscene, Chad, but if they didn't know you existed, they wouldn't account for a third person in all their like strategies and things. I don't know. Maybe it's pre-programmed. Maybe I'm talking out my ass.
Once again, can still hear you.
Right, it's cutscene logic. We can hear each other even though you're 3,000 feet in the air.
What do you mean?
I'm just in the background flossing.
He's literally just Fortnite emoting.
I don't know what this weird dance is, but it feels threatening, like vaguely threatening.
All right, I just turned to the Skeletron guy. What is your damn message?
Hold on, Chad. You know what? I'm actually going to say in this situation, I'm going to say both from Dandy. Yeah, I'm going to say from Dandy. Give me a boon roll for your dancing. How good is your dancing?
3. It's average.
Tell me what.
Not great.
Okay.
You said a boon roll, so you get to roll a second one.
No, the boon roll accounts for the second one. The other roll was a 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it accounts for it. It just shows the one that matters.
Worst Flossie's ever seen.
As you're sort of like doing this kind of average dance, but you're putting so much of yourself into it. There's a lot of energy behind it, even if the moves aren't very clean. And you see the woman in the kind of the dark dancer, kind of gothic dancer outfit. She kind of like pulls her glasses down, her sunglasses down like a little bit to peer over her nose at you. And she looks at the skeletal pirate next to her, and she goes, "I like his energy."
All right, well,
That's good. You want to get some food later? Just wondering.
"Sorry, I'm at work," she says.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You know, figured at least shoot my shot, you know?
now Robert gives you the disappointed dad look.
Oh, boy.
Come on, you're trying to tell me she isn't hot? Come on.
Cavorting with the enemy. And then he turns back to the airship.
Hey, you know what they say? It's sometimes the best way to get rid of your enemy is from the inside.
Okay, are you done?
God, why?
You know what, Skeletron? I'm the damn hero, okay? So just tell me your message.
Well, it appears you've collected some allies, hero. Very well. The Shadow Lord sends his regards and wanted to let you know that we've already taken care of things with the Guardians. So we'll be expecting you.
Okay.
Yeah, I expected as much.
Our evil schemes are finally coming to fruition. Soon the land will be blanketed in endless night. And then, once that happens, we can have parties and rages every night.
So, does this really sound that bad? Just saying. Do you guys throw really good keggers? I'm just curious.
Oh, we do, and if you die, we raise you as an undead minion so you can continue to party all night long, forever.
Bro, that doesn't sound that bad.
Forever? Chad, do you really want to party here forever, Chad? Because I'd like to go home.
I would like to go home, too.
That's what I thought.
Robert gets a quizzical look on his face, and then looks back up at Skeletron and goes, "Aren't you able to have a rager every night already?"
But if the night never ends, the party never ends either.
Well, why can't you just party at the daytime?
Can you even drink?
You say, he's like,
Stop asking questions.
All right, so,
I'm just saying, your plan doesn't really make a whole lot of sense.
It makes super bunches of sense.
I have to agree with my friend Robert here. You don't make a lot of sense.
You're all just haters.
Robert motions with his halberd and goes, the other, you two are also in on this?
The cloaked figure just says,
"Feed hunger."
You're making me uncomfortable.
All right.
Cool.
So figured out who the black-pilled one is.
Yeah, he likes food. He's a real hungry guy.
The woman looks over and she just says, "Honestly, I'm just in it for a good time."
I think my friend Chad can show you a good time
Not wrong.
anytime.
The disappointed dad look comes back as he turns. It's very much, well, maybe less a disappointed dad and more just the, like, disappointed Brit. Just like, oh.
I mean, you don't have to take over the world to have a good time. I'm just saying.
Skeletron looks over. Skeletron looks over and says,
Stop flirting with my coworkers. I'm trying to threaten you.
Well, you're doing a bad job, Pirate Terminator.
Shut up!
Are we gonna fight or what? Are you just gonna keep trash talking us? Or are we gonna fight?
All right, fine. You know what? That's it.
he holds up his arm and it unfolds and opens up into like a rocket launcher and begins to light up.
Okay, never mind. Keep trash talking us.
See, I told you. We should have pointed weapons at them to begin with.
You literally shot us with a cannon for hello.
Pretty good hello, too, huh?
What do you mean should have from the beginning? You already did.
I'm getting off topic here. We've already done our villainous schemes, and now you'll have to come to our lairs if you wish to recover the swords. But be warned, we'll be ready, and we'll be waiting, hero. You and your sidekicks.
So you're not going to fight us now? You're going to run away like cowards?
I'm not a coward. I'm not a coward.
He literally just put away the rocket launcher. Could we not get him to bring it out again?
It's still on. I'm still pointing it at all of you.
Don't worry, guys. I have a plan.
Do you?
What, did it get us killed?
I can arrange that.
No, we want it. We accept your challenge. We'll go to the places and grab the swords and stuff. It's gonna be a fun time. It's gonna be adventure. Gonna be XP building. Gonna get a bunch of cool gear and stuff. I'm gonna not get any of it because I'm technically an item. It's gonna be rad. So excited.
Well, we could just come kick your asses later, like what Chad said.
Such moxie. Perhaps a demonstration is in order.
And he turns his cannon hand to one of the nearby buildings where some people have sort of gathered for safety, and fires what appears to be a rocket straight at a bunch of civilians.
Shit!
I'm gonna try and no-clip the rocket. I'm gonna do it this time. Double or nothing, baby.
You launch from the inventory through the air towards the rocket.
Can I use Strands of Fate, which allows me to subtract from rolls to try and make the rocket a dud?
I mean, I would roll a resistance roll. I would say in this instance, it's actually going to be a 2 dice resistance because this weapon is more resilient than a standard cannonball. Daedra, how many power dice are you spending for Chad for this?
2. 2 for 2.
2 for 2. All right, I'll roll my 2. That is a 3 and a 4. You gotta get a 4.
2 to 5.
There it goes.
2 to 5, baby.
2 and a 5. Okay. Chad explodes out of your inventory into space and flies through the air to one side. And finally, you've been working at it, you've been trying over and over, and you finally think, starting to get the hang of it. You focus on the projectile and you think of the innocent people behind you. Weirdness of this place or not, Chad, you're not going to let innocent people get harmed. And you throw your hand out in front of you and catch the rocket.
Okay.
What do you do?
I throw it directly back at them. Fucking reverse Uno card, baby.
Aren't we standing by them, though?
No, you're on the ground. They're up on the ship.
Yeah, I throw it towards the ship.
It's cutscene logic. We're talking to each other conversationally, even though we're like 3,000 feet apart.
Gotcha.
It's more like a couple hundred feet apart, but yeah.
Makes perfect sense. Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, so you chuck it a couple hundred feet above you, just throw the missile right back as it sails back up towards them, and you hear Skeletron say,
"Oh, dang. Oh, beans."
and then there is an explosion from the top of the ship.
Yeah. All right.
Suck it, nerd! Suck it! And I throw up 2 middle fingers. Get out of here!
He'll be back. This isn't the last you've heard of us.
And the ship sails away quickly with smoke trailing off on the
He
sides.
just leaves all the skeletons around.
Yeah, all the skeletons actually start running through the street out of the town where the ship is headed, going, "Hey, boss, wait for us!" as they go running out of the town.
Yar.
Yeah, did you see me? It's like, that's why they picked me as quarterback, bitch. And then I just start fucking like T-posing and fucking like flexing and shit.
Well, that was pretty dang cool, I gotta say. Nice job.
I think I can get used to this. This is fun.
And just then, you hear the clink, clank of boots upon the stone streets as you turn, as a figure approaches all of you, wearing beautiful golden white glistening armor, long flowing blonde hair, a immaculate square jaw, as a figure stops in front of all of you and says,
Well, looks like you're all the heroes I've been looking for.
I suppose.
God, no.